यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरवनचारी यमुनतीरवनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय राधा नील माधव राधा नील माधव राधे जय राधा नील माधव राधा नील माधव राधे जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद् His Divine Grace अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद् His Divine Grace भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामयी की यमुनामयी की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for this third session on our series of seminars on this topic, building relationships and tackling distresses, the Bhagavatam way. To be more specific, the Vrindavan way. So we discussed several things about what nourishes good Vaishnava friendly relationships and what creates obstacles in such relationships with others. We have seen all that in the last 2 days. We were discussing that when we appreciate others, when we encourage others, when we acknowledge others' contributions, whether small or big, in the service of Krishna, then we can definitely have a cordial relationships with others. But when we discourage others, demean others, envy others, be very proud of one's own accomplishments and not value others' contributions, definitely that will create conflict, naturally. And this is Vaikuntha consciousness. This is Vrindavan consciousness. In Vaikuntha, we were discussing about the nature of plants in Vaikuntha, how all these colorful plants will encourage Tulsi Maharani to go and serve Krishna because Tulsi is very dear to Krishna. Similarly, the birds of Vaikuntha, sweet singing birds of Vaikuntha, also encourage bumblebee to go and glorify Lord Hari. Paravatanya bhritasara sachakravaka datyuha hamsa sukatitiribarhinam yaham कोलाहलो विरमते चिरमात्रमुच्चैर् भृङ्गाधिपे हरिकथाम् इव गायमाने पारावत अन्यभृत सारस चक्रवाक दात्युह हंस सुका तितिरि बर्हि. These are various birds in Vaikuntha. I don't know the English names. Prabhupada also doesn't speak. But he is our peacock. So we have so many such birds in Vrindavan, in Vaikuntha. So, kolahalo viramate chiramatramuchair. These birds are very good looking. Their feathers, their colors, their bodily structures, they are all very attractive, enchanting. There is Hamsa, there is peacock, there is parrot, so many such cuckoo birds, such sweet singing birds. So although they are very beautiful in looks, very sweet in their voices, kola halo viramate, they maintain a low profile, they take a back seat. Chiramatra muchair, they speak very softly and encourage a bumblebee. Bumblebee comes making a sound zzz. Oftentimes it irritates people. Okay, But bumblebee, when it makes sound in Vrindavan, in Vaikuntha, bumblebee is basically attempting to glorify Lord Hari. Right? Kola halo viramate chiramatramucher bhringadhipe harikatham iva gaya mane. Because bumblebee's sound is resembling harikatha, other sweet singing birds encourage. So this is Vaikuntha consciousness. To encourage other devotees to contribute to the service of Krishna and Guru and Vaishnavas to the best of their ability, to the best of their integrity. So we should encourage people and not discourage their genuine efforts. If they're doing something wrong, of course we have to discourage, but if they're trying to genuinely attempt to do some seva, so we should try to encourage them. That is Vaikuntha consciousness. Okay, let's go to Vrindavan. Not just this Bhama Vrindavan, let's go to Goloka Vrindavan. In the spiritual world, in the Vrindavan Dham, millions and millions of gopis render service to Krishna. And all these gopis are expansions of Srimati Radharani. So all these gopis, they have this consciousness of assisting Srimati Radharani in her service to Krishna. Okay, they take great pleasure in assisting Srimati Radharani. Radharani is the source of everything, everyone. Radharani has three types of expansions. They are Gopi Gana, Mahishi Gana and Lakshmi Gana. Gopi Gana means the gopis of Vrindavan. Mahishi Gana means the 16,108 queens of Dwaraka. Lakshmi Gana means all the Lakshmis, goddesses of fortune in Vaikuntha. All of them are expansions of Srimati Radharani. So she does service to Krishna. So anyone who has any little service attitude towards Krishna, that is coming from Srimati Radharani. Okay. So Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padmajarchite. Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padmajarchite. So unlimited Vaishnavas in this entire universe worship Srimati Radharani with an aspiration to develop an iota of her service attitude. Right? Ananta Koti Vishnu Loka Namra Padmajarchite. So Lord Shiva is glorifying Radharani in this way. So Radharani renders service to Krishna and she is compared with a Bhakti Lata. You understand? A creeper of devotion for Krishna. So the creeper has so many leaves and twigs and flowers and fruits. All of them are compared with the gopis of Vrindavan. When you water the creeper, when you sprinkle water on the creeper, naturally all the leaves and twigs will be nourished, right? So that sprinkling of water is compared with Krishna's pastimes. Creeper is Srimati Radharani. The leaves and twigs are the gopis of Vrindavan. Okay. What does it mean? When Radharani engages in pastimes with Krishna, automatically the other gopis are nourished. When the gopis get to assist Srimati Radharani in her service to Krishna, the gopis feel 100 times, millions of times satisfied, more than the opportunity of directly serving Krishna. Okay. So yes, they have opportunity to directly serve Krishna, but in assisting Srimati Radharani in her service to Krishna, the gopis derive greater fortune, greater happiness. And what is Radharani's consciousness? Oh, these gopis also should get an opportunity to directly serve Krishna. Let me assist them in their service to Krishna. That is Radharani's consciousness. Not that they want to avoid service. Sometimes when we want to avoid service, we will say, you go and serve. Okay, I'll be in there in the background. So it's not that the gopis or Radharani want to avoid seva. They're eager for seva, but they want to give that, share that privileged opportunity to serve Krishna with other gopis also. Right? This is their consciousness. Seeing this unity, seeing this camaraderie, seeing their cooperative spirit, seeing their service attitude, seeing their intense love for Krishna, Krishna becomes impressed. So our service should definitely please Krishna, but the consciousness that we maintain while rendering service to Krishna in our dealings with other devotees should also please Krishna. It's not that me and my Krishna and my service to Krishna, not like that. It is we and our service to Krishna. It's not that you and Krishna only. You are with 10 other devotees. So Krishna will not just see what are you contributing to his service. Krishna will also see, while you are contributing to his service, how you are cooperating with his other devotees, how you are treating them with respect and love. That pleases Krishna. Okay. So yes, we should serve Krishna to the best of our ability, but we should also develop loving friendships with other devotees, and in their cooperation come closer to Krishna. Okay. So these are some examples from Vaikuntha and Vrindavan about love and affection between devotees. You want Chaitanya Charitamrita culture? Chaitanya Charitamrita is filled with descriptions of Mahaprabhu's devotees always loving each other, appreciating each other, serving each other in their service to Mahaprabhu and Jagannathji and Krishna. Okay. So bhakti is best relished in the association of devotees. And this association of devotees is the ultimate aspiration of so many pure devotees. So many pure devotees like Dhruva Maharaj, Prachetas, then who else? Lord Shiva, Mother Kunti. So many such great devotees. Prithu Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, they were all, after attaining the darshan of the Lord, they are aspiring for the association of devotees. Dhruva says, Yanirvritis tanubhritam tava pada padma dhyanat bhavajjana katha shravanena vasyat sa brahmani sva mahimanyapi nathamabhut kim tvantakasi lulitat patatam vimanat. If at all happiness has to be attained, it can be attained only in two ways. One, while worshipping Krishna's lotus feet, while meditating on Krishna's lotus feet. Second, bhavajjana katha shravanena vasyat, while hearing about Krishna in the company of devotees. So harikatha in the association of devotees is the aspiration of several great souls. Prahalad said the same thing. Dhruva said the same thing. Who is that? Prithu Maharaj is saying, Nakama yena tadapyaham kvachinna yatra yushma charanambuja savaham mahattamantar hridayan mukhachyuto avidhatsva karna yutamesha mevaraha. My dear Lord, give me millions of years to be able to hear harikatha from your devotees. Without devotees, where is the possibility of relishing harikatha and serving Krishna and relishing the whole process of devotional service, right? So we cannot afford to mess up our relationships with other devotees by disrespecting them, right? Otherwise, there is no survival in the path of bhakti. Bhakti cannot be performed alone. You can to some degree, but you want to relish more, you need Sangha of Vaishnavas. And you want to survive in the Sangha, let's deal with them with respect, with love, with affection. Sometimes you may not find respect or love or affection from other side, but let us stick to our own Vaishnava culture. Of course, we need to protect ourselves from any exploitation. In the name of humility and tolerance, we need not allow ourselves to get exploited, that's correct. But at the same time, while protecting ourselves, we should also not lose our Vaishnava culture, right? So, relationships cannot be based on some superficial, external, material considerations. You pamper my ego, and I will pamper your ego, we are close friends. Friendship or relationship based on pampering each other's egos will lead to lifelong enmity also sometimes. Okay, let me tell you the story of two girls. In the 9th canto of Bhagavatam, there are two girls. One, Devayani, the daughter of Brahmana Sukracharya. He was the guru of all the demons. Second, Shirmishta, the princess, the daughter of King Vrishaparva. She's a Kshatriya girl and she's a Brahmana girl, but they are good friends. And they had many other friends also. So all these friends very happily went to a water body, to a river or lake, to take some bath. So they left their clothing on the banks of the lake and entered the lake. They took bath, and suddenly Lord Shiva happened to pass by along with Parvati on Nandi bull. And all these girls became a little conscious, and they came out of the water. They immediately covered their bodies with their clothes. And by mistake, not intentionally, unintentionally, involuntarily, incidentally, accidentally, circumstantially, this Sharmishta wore Devayani's clothes. And Devayani became furious. You are coming from a low family of Kshatriyas. We are Brahmanas, we are superior to you, right? How dare you touch my clothes? They have become contaminated now. Okay. So till now, her quote unquote Brahmana ego was being maintained by Sarmishta, and Sarmishta's ego of being a Kshatriya girl is also acknowledged by Devayani. So they are not scratching each other's egos. Now, for the first time, something happened. Their egos came out. So this Devayani said that you people are like watchdogs. Your father always falls at the feet of my father and takes blessings. Only because of the blessings of my father Sukracharya, your father is surviving. Okay. So that is her thought. Okay. So far she is maintaining a sense of superiority complex over the other quote unquote friend, dear friend. Okay. And what is Sharmishta's consciousness? She felt that your father is a beggar. My father is maintaining your father. Unless my father gives you donation, your father cannot maintain all of you people. So her Kshatriya ego came out. Here her Brahmana ego came out. So like that, see, there is a small conflict for one dress. Why did they bring their fathers into picture? Okay, the conflict did not remain within two children only. They brought their fathers into picture. They brought their varnas into picture. They brought their dynasties into picture. Okay, they became the maintainers of each other. And see, they are very young, they are very small. They attributed quote unquote so much of glory of their ancestors to themselves. My father is so great, my father is blessing your father is maintaining. And Sarmishta says, my father is so blessed, so great, my father is giving remuneration, dakshina, so that's why you are maintaining. So see, there is hidden egos, right? So all this sense of superiority complex, sense of quote unquote self-worth or self-respect, whatever you may call, so they are all hidden within, and at the least expected moment they are just coming out. And to cut the long story short, you know what happened later? This Devayani and Sharmishta fought with each other, and the Sharmishta just pulled out the clothes of Devayani, threw her into a well, and Yayati came, pulled her out of the well, and gave her some cloth, and she said, you should marry me. And later Devayani kept a condition that Sharmishta should become my maid servant when I go to my husband's place. And Shukracharya has to pamper her ego. See, Vrishaparva understood there is a conflict between two girls. And Vrishaparva also knows how much Shukracharya is attached to his daughter. See, there should be attachment to family members, but that attachment should not pamper their egos. So, if you have attachment, you should give them good counsel. When they are doing something wrong, you should be able to say, this is wrong. You are not supposed to do this. Whatever they do, I support. Right? And that kind of attachment is false, blind attachment. Right? So, Devayani, why Sukracharya has to allow Devayani to speak in front of Vrishaparva? Vrishaparva is a king. And Vrishaparva became very insecure and fearful that he took his daughter and then ran towards Sukracharya to say sorry, to beg forgiveness on behalf of his daughter. And Sukracharya says that, okay, fine, kids have had some clash, we should not get into this clash. Okay, we will continue with our relationship. He did not say that. You know what he said? You should satisfy my daughter's ego. Whatever my daughter says, you should fulfill her desire, then only I will forgive you. Otherwise, curse. Your dynasty will be destroyed. That's expected. You don't have to say it. That's what is going to happen. So out of the fear of Shukracharya's curse, Vrishaparva said that, okay, I'll do whatever your daughter says. And unexpectedly the daughter said, your daughter, the princess, should become a maid servant. Princess became maid servant. Friends became enemies. Why? The relationship is based on material egos, not based on harikatha, not based on love for Krishna. You see? So just based on sense of superiority complex over each other. Unconsciously, within their subconscious mind, they were assuming that I am better than the other person, right? Other person is also thinking the same way. When we are walking together, people will think that, okay, he's a Brahmana, she's a Brahmana girl and she's a Kshatriya girl. So people are seeing that superiority in Devyani. She was thinking like that. And so Sharma is also thinking the same way. So all those thoughts came out in this incident. So inner feelings cannot be hidden for a long time. They will be revealed. They will be exposed at some times. So if relationship is based on these superficial considerations, external egos and all, they will not maintain for a long time. So relationship should be based on how much other person loves Krishna and how much I appreciate him or her for his or her love for Krishna. So if you genuinely appreciate another devotee for how much the devotee loves Krishna, then your relationship with the devotee is sustainable. Because the foundation of your relationship is Krishna, which is the strongest foundation. But if the foundation of a relationship is body, position, possession, ego, material consideration, background of whatever, name, fame, prestige, caste, what else, nationality, there are 100 different material considerations on which you base your building of relationship. If the foundation is weak, building will collapse. Okay, so that's the key for relationships. So let's keep a spiritual foundation for our relationships, then they will nourish us, they will survive for a long time. They're sustainable. Okay, we spoke a lot about relationships, right? There is more. There is more also. Now let me just see. Sometimes all of them are together, but suddenly one person becomes a celebrity. Then the relationship is strained. Okay, if we are unable to accept someone's greatness, hey, he's just with me only. Suddenly why he became so big? Like you see, amongst the Pandavas, all 5 of them are together under the protection of Mother Kunti. Suddenly, Krishna came and said, I will become the chariot driver of Arjuna. Not Bhima, not Yudhishthir, not Nakul, not Sahadev. Were the other 4 Pandavas were envying Arjuna? Did Yudhishthira Maharaj come and say that Krishna, you should become my chariot driver? Why are you becoming Arjuna's chariot driver? So I am going to be sitting on the throne, not Arjuna, right? I am the eldest brother. I know all dharma. Okay, so you should become my chariot driver. Did Bhima get into a fight with Krishna? Krishna, become my chariot driver. Okay, I am going to kill all the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra, not Arjuna. You should become my chariot driver. Why did you speak Bhagavad Gita to him? Why can't you speak Bhagavad Gita to me? I don't mind getting bewildered before Kurukshetra war. If only I get the glory of hearing Bhagavad Gita from you, and my name will be there for the rest of eternity. Not Arjuna Uvacha, Bhima Uvacha, Yudhishthira Uvacha. So it is Arjuna Uvacha in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhima, Arjuna, Yudhishthir, Nakul, Sahadev, they did not have an iota of envy towards Arjuna. And Arjuna did not have an iota of pride just because Krishna became his chariot driver. He continued to respect his elder brothers Bhima and Yudhishthir. And Bhima never came to fight with Yudhishthir. I have killed Duryodhan. So Duryodhan is the competitor, right? Whoever kills the competitor should become the king. So I will become the king. Yudhishthir, you become a minister. Did Bhima say that? Did Arjuna say, I have killed Bhishma, Drona, Karna? Arjuna, Yudhishthir, how come you are sitting on the throne? Is it proper for you to sit on the throne? Just think once again, dharma. He did not say that. That thought never came in their minds. All these thoughts we are analyzing. Because these thoughts are coming in our minds, right? We are analyzing, right? See, Dhritarashtra had 100 sons. Pandu had 5 sons only. After Pandu's death, Dhritarashtra could have considered that I have 105 sons. Okay, but no, he could not accept this relationship out of selfishness. Selfishness strains relationships. Selflessness sustains relationships. You want to strain a relationship or sustain a relationship, you decide. Adjust your selfishness or selflessness. Accordingly, you will get a more sustainable relationship. So this Dhritarashtra did not accept his brother's sons as his own sons. But Kunti Maharani, how many sons she had? Many say 5, some are saying 3, right? 3 is the right answer from one perspective. Okay, Yudhishthir, Bhima, Arjun. But other people who said 5, you know why they said? Because Kunti Maharani never allowed anyone to feel that she had only 3 sons. She always felt that I have 5 sons. So when her co-wife, not brother, not sister, co-wife, when her co-wife Madri died, she considered Madri's sons Nakula and Sahadeva as her own sons. Right? So that is the difference between a pure devotee and an ordinary person. 100 sons, 5 more sons, add, make it 105. Dhritarashtra could not do that. 3 sons, she made it 5, almost double. Okay, so that is her selflessness. She always protected Nakula and Sahadeva as her own children. In fact, she gave more attention to them because they're younger than her 3 sons. Right? She always distributed her motherly affection towards all 5 equally. Right? And many people say, some people are saying 3, but most people will say 5, and there's no problem. In an MCQ question, if someone says 5 is the number, they'll get mark. Right? Unless someone technically evaluates it. So point is that we need to have some selflessness. When we are too self-centric, when we are too self-centered, when we are too selfish, then we cannot have surviving and sustainable relationships. And variety or diversity, if it is harmonious, it adds flavor to life. It adds beauty to life. Okay. So Pandavas had different talents. They are experts and celebrities in their own respective fields. But all these people of different backgrounds and different talents are together because they have Krishna in their center. Right? All of them had one common wife, but still they're always together because they kept Krishna in the center. When we keep Krishna Katha, Krishna Seva, Krishna Kirtan, Krishna Aradhan in the center, then relationships are more nourishing and surviving. When we keep our egos, priorities and opinions in the center, then that will make one struggle in maintaining good relationships. Of course, sometimes you need to be a little strong in presenting your opinion if it is really beneficial for the society, right? So to that degree, fine, everybody is individual, but we should not disrespect other devotees, right? Presenting opinions without demeaning and disrespecting other devotees is more crucial. Let me tell you one story from Ramayana. So in Ramayana, Vibhishan came. I'll keep it short because we have to go to the next topic also. Vibhishan came to surrender to Lord Ramachandra. Vibhishan, several times he spoke to Ravana, please respectfully give Mother Sita back to Ram and make friendship with Ram, surrender to Ram. But Ravana was not in a mood to surrender to Ram. So Vibhishan left the company of Ravana, and he came to Ram and said, Ram, I take your shelter. Then Ram asked opinion of his monkey chiefs, warriors. He asked, Sugriva, what's your opinion? Sugriva said, my dear Ram, Vibhishan is a demon. On top of it, Vibhishan is the brother of Ravana. Okay. So how can you trust a demon who is the brother of your own enemy? That too just before war he is coming and surrendering. Maybe he wants to he wants to gather all our military secrets and secretly send an SMS, WhatsApp message to Ravana. And as soon as Ravana sees it, he will delete the message. Right? Maybe that's his intention in coming and making friendship with you at this moment. So let's not accept him. I would say let's kill him. But Ram just heard the opinion and he told, and he asked other monkeys. Then finally he came to Hanuman. Hanuman said, I have examined the expressions and the demeanor of Vibhishan. He's a very genuine person. He has absolutely no malice in his heart. Better we accept him. And he also said that this Vibhishan, I already saw him when I went to Lanka. So Hanuman had more experience with Vibhishan. Okay, Hanuman did not have limited information or knowledge like Sugriva. He had more exposure to Vibhishan's character. He said, let's accept him. So Ram said, forget Vibhishan. Even if Ravana personally comes and begs forgiveness and seeks my friendship, I will accept him as my friend. Sakrideva prapannoyam. Even if once one says that, my dear Lord, Ram, I am yours, I will accept him. So now two devotees, Sugriva is a devotee and Hanuman is also a devotee. Two devotees, totally opposite opinions, two opposite opinions, okay, different opinions. But when Ram revealed what pleases him, Sugriva changed his opinion. Sugriva did not hold on to his opinion. Ram, this is what pleases you? With all my knowledge and intelligence and information that I have, I felt that not accepting Vibhishan as our friend will serve your interest to the best. But now that you are revealing that accepting Ravana also is okay with you, let's accept, let's welcome Vibhishan as our dear friend. Sugriva changed his opinion. Sugriva did not feel that I am the king of Vanaras. I am the one who has dispatched all these Vanaras in different directions to search for Sita Devi. Ram has no gratitude. He is not valuing my opinion at all. What's happening? King's opinion, no value. And this Hanuman, he is not a king. And his values, his words are taken by Ram, given so much value. So Sugriva did not feel a sense of inferiority complex. He did not feel envious of Hanuman. Sugriva just accepted, yes, this is Ram's decision. I should do whatever is pleasing to Lord Ramachandra, right? So there is no attachment to opinion. You can have opinion. You can't be so attached to the opinion. Yes, my way, or what is that? My way or highway? My way is highway, okay. My way or no way, no other way. Right? It's not like Harir Namaiva Kevalam. Right? So, yeah, we should be flexible. We should be adaptable to circumstances. Even if your opinion is best, we need to be sensitive in your presenting of your opinion and not disrespect or demean another person and make him look like a stupid in front of everyone. That hurts Krishna, that hurts Prabhupada, that hurts any genuine Vaishnava, right? You may have the best idea. Other person may not have the best idea. That's fine, no problem. And for all practical purposes, your idea may have to be implemented. Fine, go ahead, do that. But don't demean the other person for giving a, what is that called, rank 2 idea, rank 3 idea, not so best idea. So don't disrespect them because he's chanting Hare Krishna. They are dedicating their lives to Prabhupada to the best of their ability, to the best of their integrity, to the best of their understanding. Let's acknowledge that. Prabhupada says, what is that, hundreds and thousands of gallons of blood I have to invest to make one person a devotee. And just you are demeaning or discouraging that devotee will demotivate him from further doing devotional service. We lost one person, right? Is it worth? Yeah, you can make them understand things to the best of your ability. It may not be always possible, but from our side, let's not disrespect anyone. That's the whole point, right? That much minimum we should do. Okay, so this is about relationships. What makes relationships stronger, and what destroys relationships we have seen in the last 2.5 hours or more than that. Let's get into the final topic of tackling distresses also. There's a beautiful shloka in the Padyavali श्रीनारायण पुंडरीक नयन श्रीराम सीतापते गोविंदाच्युत नंद नंदन मुकुंद आनंद दामोदर विष्णु राघव वासुदेव नृहरे देवेंद्र चूड़ामणे संसारार्णव कर्णधारक हरे श्री कृष्ण तुभ्यं नमः. श्री नारायण पुंडरीक नयना, ओ नारायण, ओ लोटस-eyed Lord पुंडरीक नयना, श्री राम सीतापते, he's here only, श्री राम सीतापते, गोविंदाच्युत नंद नंदन मुकुंद आनंद दामोदरा. O Govinda, O Lord who gives pleasure to all the cows, Achyuta, O Lord who never fails in your attempts to protect your devotees, Govindachyuta Nandanandana Mukunda, O giver of liberation, Ananda Damodara. Damodara is not Ananda, he is crying when Mother Yashoda is scolding him, right? But he's Ananda Damodara, he's giving Ananda to everyone while he's in tears. Right? Ananda Damodara. Vishnu Raghava Vasudeva Nrhare Devendra Chudamane. O Vishnu, O Raghava, O Nrhare Narasimha Devendra Chudamani, means you are the crest jewel of all gods. Samsararnava karna dharaka hare Shri Krishna tubhyam nama. Samsara arnava, this material world is like an ocean. Karna dharaka, oh Lord, you are the able captain of the ship that helps us cross this ocean of material existence. How to tackle distresses? Simple key. Take shelter of Krishna. He will tackle your distresses. You cannot tackle. We cannot tackle our distresses. Take shelter of Krishna. He is Nrhari. In all the forms that I spoke in this one shloka, the Lord protected all his devotees. As Narasimha, he will protect us from all distresses which are caused by our own anarthas. Hiranyakashipu. What is Hiranyakashipu? Hiranya means gold. Kashipu means soft bed. Hiranyakashipu means personification of material desire in the form of sense gratification and wealth, attachment to wealth. And Lord Narasimha just ripped apart Hiranyakashipu's chest, pulled out his intestines, put them as garland around his neck, and saved Prahlad. Right? So to protect your bhakti, we need to destroy all our anarthas. And we can do that effectively by taking shelter of Lord Hari, Lord Narahari, or Krishna, Mukunda, Damodara, Achyuta, Madhava. So taking shelter of Krishna is the key to get out of distresses. Okay, this is conclusion. Well, let's get into little analysis. Let's go to Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, so many demons disturbing the peace. This old Putana came. Putana came to destroy the peace of Vrindavan. She came to kill all infant babies who were less than 10 days old. Krishna never allowed that to happen, because the first baby that Putana caught in Vrindavan killed her. That is Krishna. So Putana entered Vrindavan and he entered Nandamara's house, and Krishna killed Putana and liberated her. Fine, good. After 3 months, Shakatasur came, a demon named Utkacha came, and this Utkacha was a ghost. He did not have a gross body, visible body. He can enter any gross bodies. He can enter this mic. Okay, he can enter this table. Of course, he cannot enter here because Krishna is here. Okay, I'm telling in general. So these ghosts can enter some gross bodies and then do what they want to do. So this Shakatasur, Utkacha came. He entered a Shakata. Shakata means a hand cart. Okay, Shakata is called cart. So he entered a Shakata, therefore he is called Shakatasur. Fine. So his plan is to fall on Krishna, because this 3-month-old baby Krishna is lying under the cart, and Shakatasur entered this cart and he wants to fall on Krishna and kill Krishna. And what did Krishna do? Krishna is a 3-month-old baby and he just opened his eyes after sleep, and as it is natural for the babies to throw their hands and legs into the air while they are crying for mother's milk, so Krishna also threw his hands and legs into the air, and his tender foot, which is as tender as this flower petal, or maybe more tender than this. Okay, so that tender foot touched this hand cart, and this Sakata, this hand cart overturned and fell down, completely dismantled, dislocated, and collapsed. Not on Krishna, next to Krishna. Krishna is intact. Mother Yashoda came and picked him up. And after some time, when Krishna was 1-year-old baby, Mother Yashoda picked up Krishna, and she was throwing Krishna into the air and catching. Mothers do this, right, sometimes. Okay, so they throw kids and then catch. Little bit, just few feet above the ground level, not so much. So Krishna thought, my mother Yashoda is not throwing me high, I want to go higher. Sometimes kids become little fearful when you throw them high into the sky. Sometimes they get excited. Yes, throw me high, throw me high. So when you are taking them on swings, so they will initially become fearful when you are just moving the swing. And when they get little confidence, yeah, swing fast, fast. So they will go 360 degrees also, they're ready to go. There is this Tora, right? In exhibitions, you go. Once I went with my sister, and that she was very young, and then I was little older, and she was enjoying, and there's some churning happening with my stomach. I said, stop it, I'll get down, you go 10 rounds, no issue. So like that, Krishna thought, I want to go higher and higher. But Mother Yashoda cannot throw him higher and higher. Then, coinciding with Krishna's desire, Kamsa had sent Trinavarta. Don't think that Kamsa is sending demons randomly to kill Krishna. Krishna desires, to fulfill that desire, some demon comes, just acting in accordance with will of Krishna. In Vrindavan, Krishna's Leela Shakti is prominent, not Maya Shakti or not Asura Shakti. Asura Maya cannot do anything. So Putana came and bewildered Mother Yashoda, Mother Rohini, and entered Krishna's house. Is it possible for Putana to bewilder eternal Vrajavasis, Krishna's eternal associates? Definitely not. It is Krishna's Leela Shakti that bewildered all the Vrajavasis to trust Putana and allow her entrance into any home that she wanted. Okay. Anyways, so Trinavarta came here to fulfill Krishna's desire. Trinavarta picked up Krishna and went 800,000 miles high into the sky. 800,000 miles. Krishna fulfilled his desire. I want a nice flight, right? An exciting flight with a man-eating demon. Okay. So he went so high into the sky, and he also gave darshan to the heavenly damsels there, and his desire is finished, and he's missing his mother. Sometimes children, they want to go out and explore. After 5 minutes, they'll miss their mother. Mother is not seen, they will cry, isn't it? So Krishna, 1-year-old baby, he's also like that. He wanted to go high, then he was missing his mother. So he became fearful, and he was in a big height. So at that height, when kids are fearful, they just hold on to your hands or shirt or tightly, right? So with that, Krishna held on to Trinavarta's neck tightly, and that fellow's throat got completely strangled, choked up. Eyes popped out of their sockets. And when Krishna is holding to the neck of Trinavarta, he was appearing like a nice blue locket around the neck of Trinavarta. Right? So Krishna was there, so high in the sky. And Trinavarta collapsed. Long story. I could explain this for 1 hour, but I'm speaking it in 2 minutes. Okay. So Trinavarta collapsed. Where? Right next to the lamenting gopis of Vrindavan, where Mother Yashoda, Mother Rohini, and other motherly gopis are there. There's a big boulder next to them. Trinavarta fell on that boulder, and his bodily limbs got completely dislocated except his chest, because the chest was acting like a playground for Krishna to play. Okay. So the gopis came and picked up Krishna. So the point is, there are calamities even in Vrindavan. The calamity that we are facing, there is little cold, there is jet lag, there is rain, there is sunshine, I have some financial problem, I have some health problem, I have this problem, that problem. All these problems in comparison to Trinavarta's attack, Putana's attack, and Shakatasur's attack, they're insignificant. Do you agree? Right? Kaliga problems are also very insignificant compared to the problems of that age. Vrindavan, every single day there is some demon coming and disturbing the peace of Vrindavan. So one day, all the gopas, elderly gopas, had a meeting. They said that there are too many demons and ghosts here. They are specifically attacking Krishna. Even in Vrindavan there are calamities. Gokul, there are calamities. At that time they were in Gokul, Mahavan. Bhadravan, it is also called Bhadravan. So they were thinking that let us move from this place, let us not stay in this place. We should go from Bhadravan to Vrindavan so that we will remain Bhadra. In Bhadravan there is no Bhadrata. So in this Mahavan there are so many Maha demons. So we need to protect ourselves from the demons. We need to protect our children from these demons. Let us go to Vrindavan. So as soon as decision is made, implementation is also done. When you make a good decision, let's implement it immediately. Don't delay. Decision is taken, 1 year, no implementation. Decision is good, very good, wonderful decision. Where is implementation? So they implemented it on the same day. So they took all their luggage, loaded on the bullock carts, and they kept Krishna, Balaram, and Mother Yashoda, Mother Rohini, all of them were there. And then, anyways, they shifted from Bhadravan to Vrindavan. Why? Why did they shift from Bhadravan to Vrindavan? Anyone remembers? What's the reason for their shifting? Suddenly, relocation? For Krishna's safety, to avoid demons, to avoid calamities. The lesson here is, one lesson is, even if you are a resident of Vrindavan, there are calamities, there are distresses in this material world. Right? First lesson. Second, just because difficulties are inevitable in this world, that does not mean you don't make any attempt to avoid the difficulties. Yes, distresses are common, but you should also make an attempt to avoid distresses, isn't it? That's what the Vrajavasis did. To avoid distresses, they went to Bhadravan. They went to Vrindavan. By the time Krishna is 3 years old, all the elderly Gopas decided that let's give Krishna the charge of calves. Along with his other little 3-4 year old boys, he will go to the forest with the calves. He will tend them throughout the day. So let's train him. We are after all cowhead men. He has to be trained as a cowhead boy. So all of them went to all of them had sent Krishna to the forest along with the little boys, nearby forest, very nearby, along with the Gopas, along with the calves. That is called Gopashtami. So as soon as Krishna went with these calves to the forest to tend them, 2 demons attacked Krishna. You know who are they? Anyone knows who are they? Who are the 2 demons that attacked Krishna as soon as Krishna took charge of the calves of Vrindavan? Vatsasur and Bakasur. Okay, so Vatsasur came in the form of a calf. And naturally, Vatsasur's intention was to kill Krishna, but Vatsasur took the form of a calf, thinking that Krishna will not notice him, but Krishna noticed Vatsasur. And Krishna caught the hind legs of Vatsasur and then just twirled him around and threw him on the Kapitha tree, and all Kapitha fruits fell down and all the Gopas ate. After a while, Bakasur came. Who is Bakasur? The brother of Putana, the brother of Aghasur. The brother of Aghasur and brother of Putana, correct. So, such a glorious family. Where the 2 brothers and 1 sister, we have one family, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. That's a glorious family. In contrast to that, we have Bakasur, Putana, and Aghasur. That's another family. So all of them came to attack Krishna and Balaram. Bakasur came, and he swallowed Krishna, crane demon. He just immediately swallowed Krishna, and Krishna was inside the throat. Then to kill Bakasur, so many devatas came. Brahma came, then Kali came, Indra came, Shiva came, Yamaraj came, Agni came, Vayu came. They all came with their respective weapons. Vayu is coming and trying to blow away Bakasur, nothing is happening. Agni is coming and trying to burn Bakasur, nothing is happening. And Brahma came with Brahmadanda, it didn't work. And Shiva came with his trident, it didn't work. Kumara came with whatever his weapons are, nothing worked. So like this, some 10-12 devatas came and fought with Bakasur, nothing happened, and all of them left. Meanwhile, Krishna within the throat of Bakasur, he started increasing his body temperature. And Bakasur could not keep him in his throat. So Bakasur just spat Krishna, and Krishna came out of the mouth of Bakasur and bifurcated the mouth of Bakasur, beak of Bakasur, and killed him. So why I am speaking so many Vrindavan pastimes now? Putana, Trinavarta, Sakatasur, Bakasur, Vatsasur, we discussed so many, some 5 demons in just 10 minutes. So, in Vrindavan also calamities are there. When you are living in the material world, there are distresses. They are common. And this Vrajavasis tried to avoid these distresses by shifting from Bhadravan to Vrindavan. Then also there are demons. The very reason for which they shifted from this place to that place is to avoid demons, and as soon as they entered this new place, there is a demon. There are 2 demons, and there are many more demons. So, despite your attempts to avoid dangers, you may not be able to avoid dangers. Please understand. That does not mean you stop your attempt. You should continue to attempt to avoid distresses, right? So, do whatever is humanly possible. But when situation is beyond your control, surrender to the situation. Sir, under the situation. We can't do much. So, we cannot do with our human effort anymore. But how to deal with it? Yeah, distress we accept, but we have to undergo, right? So is there any way to not get affected by it? Now, you are living in a place where there is a railway station, in India for example. There's a railway station. Every 10 minutes some train is going. You are trying to sleep and then I can't make the sound, I don't know mimicry. So train is making some sound and then you are really getting irritated. You are unable to sleep. What else can you do? You can't do much. You can't stop the train. You can't relocate also for whatever reason. You can take some earplugs and put some cotton, okay, tie your ears, do something, okay, and put one pillow below, put one pillow above, somehow try to sleep. So that's what you have to do, right? You have to surrender to the situation and then find out some solution. Similarly, in this world, sometimes with our human efforts, we may not be able to avoid some calamities. But what gives us solace in the midst of those calamities? Let's again come back to Vrindavan. Krishna killed Bakasur, Krishna killed Vatsasur, and all the Gopas, little children, they have seen Krishna killing them. You know what they did? They came back to their village and they spoke to their mothers and fathers. My dear mother, my dear father, do you know what Krishna did in Vrindavan today? Do you know what Balram did in Vrindavan today? They start narrating all the pastimes of Krishna and Balram, whatever has happened throughout the day, to their parents. And the parents are astonished. My God, Krishna did this, Krishna did that. So there is constant discussion about Krishna in Vrindavan. Please say this. Iti nandada yogopa Krishna Rama kathamudam kurvanto ramamanascha navindam bhavavedanam. Iti nandada yogopa Krishna Rama kathamuda. In this way, all the Gopas headed by Nanda Maharaj are constantly discussing harikatha, Krishna katha, the pastimes of Krishna and Balaram, kurvanto ramamanasya, with great happiness and satisfaction. Because they are discussing Krishna's pastimes with great happiness, they are able to face great distresses. Right? That absorption in harikatha is the antidote for all the distresses. You cannot avoid distresses by living in the material world. After all, this is not Vaikuntha. After all, this is not Goloka. But you can make this place into Vaikuntha and Goloka to the degree you absorb yourself in Harikatha, Krishna Katha, Krishna Rama Katham Muda Kurvanto Ramamanascha. Then, what is the result? Navindam Bhava Vedanam. Bhava Vedana. Bhava is this material existence, Vedana is distress. They did not experience material distresses because they are absorbed in Harikatha. To the degree we tune ourselves to Krishna frequency, there is no disturbance. You see, there is FM, right? FM 90, 91, 92, 93.6, something like that. Okay. If you tune to that particular frequency, then you will hear the right program that you want to hear. But if the frequency is slightly here and there, 93.6, if it becomes 93.7 or 8, 10 or 9, you will hear very irritating sound, radio, right? Have you used radio sometimes? Right? So we need to tune to Krishna's frequency. Zoom link. Okay, the Zoom link is there. HTTPS, Zoom, this and that, some numbers are there. Change one letter there. You will not get the signal that you want. Some Zoom class is happening. Bhagavad Pravachan is happening. Okay. So now you take Zoom link and change one word there. Make 0 into 1. Make 1 into 2. It doesn't work. Okay. So we can effectively Madhav ki jai, Gauranga ki jai, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra ki jai, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki jai. So if we change the Zoom link even slightly, it doesn't work. So amidst these hundreds and thousands of distresses in this material world, what keeps us going, what keeps us motivated, what keeps us happy, what keeps us nourished and satisfied is our absorption in harikatha. Right? When there is no absorption in harikatha, distresses will continue to exist and they will continue to affect you. But when there is absorption in harikatha, distresses will continue to exist and you will be unaffected. Prabhupada writes in one purport of first canto Bhagavatam, in monsoon you cannot avoid rain. Can you stop rain? Can anyone stop rain here? Right? No one can stop rain, right? But who stops you to take an umbrella? You take umbrella, rain will not affect you. Everyone has to take an umbrella. A raincoat, something like that. Okay. So you cannot stop rain, but you can take an umbrella. Similarly, you cannot stop calamities in this world, but you can take umbrella of harikatha, umbrella of absorption in Krishna Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam. That's what the Vrajavasis are practically demonstrating. They underwent distresses. They did not undergo. They faced calamities. There were so many demons who were attacking them, and they were also trying to avoid these dangers. Still they are getting the dangers, but they were unaffected by the dangers because Krishna Rama Katham Muda Kurvanto Ramamanascha. They are constantly discussing Harikatha with great happiness. To the degree we are absorbed in discussing Srimad Bhagavatam with other devotees, to that degree we will save ourselves from all these problems of this material world. They'll continue to exist, but we will not get overwhelmed by them. We discussed about building relationships. Now we are discussing about tackling distresses. Solution is same. You want to build relationships with other devotees? Okay, you want to have cordial, loving friendships with other devotees? Discuss Harikatha with them. You want to deal with the distresses? You want to be unaffected? You want to remain unaffected by distresses? Discuss Harikatha with your own devotees. Right? That's the solution. You want to come closer to Krishna? Discuss Harikatha with devotees. Solution is same. Problem may vary in this material world. Solution is same medicine. So we just have to take this medicine on a regular basis. Sometimes you go to doctor, they will check your nadi. This is the medicine for you. Take 3 times in a day. Take 2 times in a day. Take for next 3 months. Sometimes when we see that, looks like I am recovering. In 1 week I found some change, and you become irregular in taking medicines. The problem will again, relapse. Again it will come. So we should take regular medicine. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nashta Prayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Problem for a sadhaka is the devotional service that a sadhaka does is many times unsteady, anishtita. To make your unsteady bhakti steady, we need to regularly hear Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. That anishtita bhakti will become nishtita bhakti by regularly hearing Bhagavatam. So because of unsteadiness in our practice of bhakti, we are not relishing Krishna's qualities, and we are getting overwhelmed by distresses. But when there is steadiness in practice of bhakti, naturally there is we will not be affected by these distresses. That's what Bhagavatam is meant to do to all of us. Dharma projita kaita votra paramo nirmat saranam satam Vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayonmoolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni kim va parairishvaraha Sadyo hridi avarudhyatetra kritibhi susrushubhistakshanat. If you see this big shloka, there is one important phrase there. Tapatraya unmoolanam. Tapatraya unmoolanam. Right in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavatam promises that I will destroy your tapatrayas. You are getting affected by distresses, I will destroy your distresses. I will tackle your distresses. Right? So right in the beginning the solution is there. Tapatraya unmoolanam. What does it mean? Tapatrayas. Misery is caused by body and mind. Misery is caused by other living beings. Misery is caused by natural calamities. They will not exist if I take shelter of Bhagavatam, if I read Bhagavatam, if I study Bhagavatam, if I hear Bhagavatam. I will not be affected by heat and cold. I will not sweat when it is sunny. I will not shiver when it is cold. I will not get fever. I will not get coronavirus. Or I will not be bitten by mosquitoes. No, they will bite you. Right? Bhagavatam is not mosquito net. Right? Even if you read Bhagavatam, while reading Bhagavatam, mosquitoes will bite you. Right? You may get even malaria also. Okay? Problem is that we want quick solutions. Right? Desire for a quick solution is the problem. Dukkhaushadam tadapi dukkhamatad dhiyaham. Prahalad says. Anyways, here tapatrayon mulanam means that Bhagavatam does not literally solve your health problems or financial problems or climate problems, temperature problems, Wi-Fi problems, right? Or some other issues. Bhagavatam will equip your consciousness with the necessary maturity to be unaffected by the problem, to see the misery as mercy of Krishna. When you see misery as mercy of Krishna, where is misery? Right? So devotees are equipped with maturity to see misery as mercy of Krishna. Krishna, thank you so much for arranging this misery in my life for my purification. I deserve this because of misusing my minute independence, because of unnecessarily getting distracted from your service, because of overindulging in sense gratification. I deserve some difficulty in my life. Thank you so much for giving this difficulty in my life, for my purification. So devotee accepts all calamities in this world as opportunities to connect with Krishna. That's why Mother Kunti says, Vipadaha santu tahashasvat tatra tatra jagat guru bhavato darshanam yasyat apunar bhavadarshanam. Let calamities come again and again. Let my son Bhima be poisoned again. No problem. Let our house be set on fire again. It's okay. May we be attacked by man-eating demons again, Hidimbasur, Bakasur, etc. Let all these things happen again and again. We have no issue. But Bhavato darshanam yasyat apunar bhavadarshanam. Whenever there is calamity, we got an opportunity to see you, to have your darshan. If you have your darshan, there is no possibility of taking the darshan of this material existence again. Apunar bhavadarshanam. Darshan has two meanings. Darshan is devotional sight and philosophical insight. Right? So Kunti Maharani could understand the philosophy of life and giving this philosophical insight to all of us. And Kunti Maharani is also having the nice darshan of Krishna. Namaha pankaja nabhaya, namaha pankaja malini, namaha pankaja netraya, namaste pankajanghraya. When you see that beautiful lotus-like eyes of Krishna, smile of Krishna, feet of Krishna, distresses, where are they? So Krishna's form will fill our hearts with unlimited satisfaction, reassurance, hope, nourishment, that we will remain unaffected even while amidst hundreds of calamities and disturbances. Right? So a devotee sees distress or calamity as an opportunity to intensify one's remembrance of Krishna, to increase one's dependence on Krishna. That's the perspective of a devotee. A devotee doesn't get overwhelmed by distress. This is what Kunti is teaching us. Mother Kunti is expertly teaching us. Who else here underwent as many calamities as Mother Kunti underwent? Right? For every individual, his or her own problem is big. We understand that. But you do some kind of absolute comparison. Kunti Maharani underwent millions of problems, right? But she's saying that let problems come more because they're helping me to connect with you better. Whatever helps me to intensify my Krishna consciousness, I welcome it, right? So, bhavato darshanam yaschat apunar bhava darshanam. Let me have your darshan constantly. You know what is the effect of darshan of Krishna? So, when Krishna smiles, there is a beautiful shloka in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam. Hasam hare ravanata khila lokativra shokashru sagara visoshanamatyudaram sammohanaya rachitam nijamayayasya bhrumandalam munikrite makaradhvajasya hasam harer avanata akhila loka tivra shoka ashru sagara visoshanamatyudaram. Krishna's merciful glance has such potency that it can destroy your distresses completely. Krishna, when he shoots the arrows of his loving glances, merciful glances from the bows of his eyebrows, and when those arrows pierce our hearts, and that will not make us bleed, that will kill the anarthas within, that will nourish the heart with Krishna prema, and we will become oblivious to the surroundings, right? When we get intoxicated by seeing beautiful form of Krishna, hasam hare ravanata khila loka tivra. You see, the conditioned soul, the shloka says that the conditioned soul has created an ocean of tears because of his lamentation. When you see the smile of Krishna, the glance of Krishna, that ocean of tears will be dried up within a moment. One more solution for tackling distresses is take darshan of Krishna. Come in front of the deities. Take heartfelt darshan of Krishna. Right? Allow yourself to be bathed by Krishna's glances. You see Krishna, but also understand that Krishna is seeing you. When you are bathed by Krishna's glances, you are given an armor to protect yourself from all kinds of distresses. Sometimes we become distracted while taking darshan of the deities. We become really restless while taking darshan of the deities. A YouTube video can keep our attention for a long time. But why Krishna's darshan cannot keep our attention for a long time? Why should we get distracted? Why should we look here and there? Different directions, right? Without a reason. So, without restlessness, without unsteadiness, without becoming a victim of distracted mind, unsteady mind, fickle mind, if we just focus on Krishna's form for a few minutes, right? Allow ourselves to get bathed by Krishna's loving, benevolent glances, that will create an armor around us that will protect us from distresses. They exist, but they will not affect us, right? They continue to exist. So, that's the power of Krishna's smile. Hasam, he smiles and you will also smile. Okay. Problem is there, but still you'll smile because he's smiling, right? Ultimately that matters, nothing else matters, right? So this is what Kunti Maharani is teaching us. Bhavato darshanam yasyat apunar bhava darshanam. Let calamities come again and again. You may not have the bandwidth to pray for more calamities like Kunti Maharani did, but at least whatever calamities are coming on their own, let us accept them as God sent and experience them for our own purification and get rid of all whatever karma or effect of aparats that we have and advance in bhakti and come closer to Krishna. So Krishna's darshan, either darshan of Krishna's philosophy, okay, philosophical darshan, philosophical insight or devotional sight. In both ways, Krishna will nourish us. See Krishna's face is like a freshly blossomed blue lotus bathed in moonlight. Fullendivara kanti mindu vadanam barhavatam sapriyam Srivatsankamudara kaustubhadharam Pitambaram sundaram Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanum gopasanghavritam Govindam kalaveduvadanaparam Divyangabhusham bhaje. Fullendivara kanti mindu vadanam. Krishna's beautiful divine lotus face is like a blue lotus that is bathed in moonlight, Sharat Purnima light, golden light, right? So Barhavatam Sapriyam. He is also a lover of peacock feather. Srivat Sankamudara Kaustubhadharam Pitambaram Sundaram. He has Srivatsa mark. He wears a pitambar, yellow dhoti. Sundaram. There's no one as beautiful as Krishna. Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanum gopasanghavritam. Gopinam nayana utpala architatanum. We take flowers and worship Krishna, Pushabhishek. But you know how gopis worship Krishna? Their loving glances are like Pushabhishek for Krishna. Gopinam nayana utpala architatanum. Krishna's body is worshipped by the flower showers of the glances of gopis. Your loving glances are Abhishek for him, right? And his loving glances are Abhishek for you. You bathe each other. All the external calamities will just go away, right? So, Bhavato Darshanam Yesad. Take darshan of Krishna. Apunar Bhava Darshanam. No material world. Okay. Take darshan of Krishna. Fullendivara kanti mindu vadaram. Okay. Srivat Sankamudara Kaustubhadharam Pitambaram Sundaram Gopinam nayanotpalarchitatanum gopasanghavritam. Gopa. Gopas and cows. Sanghavritam. Krishna is always surrounded by them. Govindam kalaveduvadanaparam Divyangabhusham bhaje. That Govinda, who is very nicely ornamented by Mother Yashoda, when he plays his flute, he mesmerizes everyone. He mesmerizes even the great masters of musical science and great celebrities of musical science in the entire universe. Even Vishnu gets enchanted. Hey, what is this raga that Krishna is playing? Shiva gets enchanted. Indra gets enchanted. Gopis get enchanted. What to speak of them? They are devatas. So this is the degree to which Krishna can attract your attention. When your consciousness is overwhelmed by Krishna Katha, Krishna Darshan, Krishna Kirtan, where is the possibility of material distress affecting you? A small child is so obsessed to get a toy car. Okay, cars are there, right? They play with cars like this. So 4 wheels, small car, 2 inches height or 1 inch height. So he's obsessed. I want this car. I want this car. Father says, you will break that car. We have a real car. Come and sit in this real car. I have purchased this with 50 lakhs. But the child is not accepting this new car. Okay, he wants a new toy car. Father sanctions money and then takes the child. You please accept this car. And the child is in duality. Should I take white car or red car? Whether the child takes white car or black car, father has no botheration about that. I have to pay 100 rupees or $100. That's my budget for it. I sanctioned it. Which color you want to take, that's up to you. Black car gives you distress, don't take it. White car gives you happiness, take it. That's all. So, when you're traveling on the road, green signal will allow you to go. Red signal may stop you. That's what happens here also, right? Okay, I don't know. I'm giving Indian examples. So red signal stops you. Green signal you can just go. And if it is like orange signal, you may just have to get ready for action, okay, to drive. But when you're flying in an airplane, this red signal and green signal, will they be of any relevance to you? Isn't it? No relevance. You are flying in an airplane. Similarly, when you are flying in an airplane of Krishna consciousness, spiritual consciousness, by hearing harikatha, chanting Krishna's names, all the material happiness and material distresses are of no relevance to you. Right? You know, drunkards, okay, we don't drink, but there may be some drunkards, when they drink, they become oblivious to surroundings. Right? They're totally oblivious to surroundings. So what's happening around them, what kind of feedbacks they are getting, whether they are properly dressed or not, they don't even realize. They just move like that. Right? So we are all meant to become drunkards. We take vows, no intoxication. But I would say we should take a vow of intoxication. We should get intoxicated by Krishna Katha. We have so many spiritual drunkards in Bhagavatam. You know what Prahalad said, what Dhruva Maharaj said? He said, Bhaktim muhuh pravahatam tvayi me prasango bhuyadanantamahatam amalashayanam yenanja solbana muruvyasanam bhavabhyam neshye bhavad guna kathamrtapana mattaha. Right? So, neshye bhavad guna kathamrtapana mattaha. I have become intoxicated by drinking the nectarian beverage of your harikatha. Therefore, yenanja solbana muruvyasanam bhavabhyam. I can easily cross over this material existence. Distress? What distress are you talking about? I am intoxicated. Just like an intoxicated person who drank so much alcohol, he becomes totally oblivious to surroundings. Whether it's praise or criticism, he's totally oblivious. Similarly, someone who has intoxicated himself by drinking harikatha, he becomes oblivious to surroundings. Whether it is material happiness or material distress, he's not excited. He's not elated, excited, become overconfident or proud when there is happy moment. He's not discouraged or demotivated or disappointed when there is distressful moment. He's samatvam yoga uchyate. Matra sparshastu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkadaha agama apayino anityaha tam stitikshasva bharata. Happiness and distress, it comes and goes. Agama apayino, they come and they go. Anitya, they are impermanent. Tam stitikshasva bharata, therefore you tolerate. If you tolerate, you are eligible for liberation. Yam hinavyatha yantyete purusham purusharshabha samadukha sukham dhiram saumrutatvaya kalpate. You want to be amritatva? You want to attain amritatva, liberation from this material calamities or dualities? Please be unaffected by happiness and distress. We are discussing about tackling distresses. We should also discuss about tackling happinesses. Sometimes the material happiness overwhelms so much. Oh, now your iPhone, my God. New car, wow. Right, first rank, wow. Yes, you can rejoice, not a problem. But don't become so overexcited, so overwhelmed. Don't become so attached to that happiness. Today you got first rank, tomorrow you don't get first rank. You'll get disappointed, my God. So you feel so disappointed. So that first rank, second rank, they just come and go. You just focus on your efforts, do your duty without attachment. That's what Krishna says 100 times in Bhagavad Gita. Right? So when we get unaffected by the happiness and distress on a material plane, we are eligible for spiritual liberation. If the happiness or distress or the duality on a material plane is overwhelming us so much, where is the question of we becoming closer to Krishna? So when we transcend the material dualities, we are eligible for spiritual plane. When we are getting over-affected by material dualities, we are still on a material plane only. Right? So what helps us transcend the dualities of material world is intoxicant of harikatha. Okay, with this we'll conclude. There is a beautiful shloka. Nigama kalpatarorgalitam phalam sukamukhadamrtadrava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha pibata bhagavatam, drink bhagavatam rasamalayam. It's an abode of all rasas. Muhuraho, constantly drink. What does a drunkard do? He will drink, he will not stop. He will drink more, he will drink more. Tomorrow also he will drink, day after tomorrow also he will drink. Muhuraho means constantly keep drinking. A drunkard will drink, he will faint. Again he will get up. Again he will drink. One more. What is that? Peg. One more peg. He'll collapse. Again he will get up. Again he will drink. Right? So muhuraho rasika, he is enjoying that. that is supposed to be killing him, but he's enjoying it. But the real intoxicant that we need to drink, the real amrita, nectar that we need to drink is Srimad Bhagavatam. We should get intoxicated by it. That's what Prahalad also said. Prahalad says that Naiva Dvijaya Paraduratyaya Vaitaranya Tvadvirya Gayana Chetasa Indriyartha Maya Sukhaya Bharamudvahato Vimudhan. He says in the shloka, in the second line, he says that Tvadvirya Gayana Mahamrita Magna Chitta, I have totally immersed my mind in the intoxicating beverage of your glories. So when you consciously read Srimad Bhagavatam, when you invest your feelings and emotions while reading Srimad Bhagavatam, all these episodes, then you feel so intoxicated that other things in this world doesn't make much relevance in your mind. You feel it's okay, it just goes on. This is more important. This is nectar, right? So we will not be affected by criticism, praise, happiness, distress, victory, defeat, success, failure. We will transcend that plane to the degree we get absorbed in harikatha. So we need to fly in the spiritual airplane of harikatha, intelligence, spiritual consciousness. Then the red light and blue light, they'll become insignificant. Red light and green light. So when you are flying in an airplane, all the big rivers and big skyscraper buildings and pathways and trains and what else, buses and people, electric poles, big towers, all of them look very tiny, small, like mustard seeds or matchboxes, right? From there. Similarly, when you're flying in an airplane of bhakti, all the big problems or small problems, they look very tiny, they look very insignificant. Make your problem very insignificant by significantly immersing yourself in harikatha. That's the solution, either to build relationships or to tackle distresses. With this I'll conclude. Sorry for going up to 9 o'clock without K&A. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. If you still have eagerness to ask questions, I'm okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So you're talking about different types of distresses like health and work or other things, right? So one of the distresses is seeing our near and dear ones going through distress.
Yes.
Right. And that sometimes seems to affect us more because we feel completely helpless. Because if it's our own distress, we can tolerate a little bit. But if it's others going through distress, it becomes a little more difficult. So any suggestions on how
Vaishnava is paradukha dukhi. That's a bona fide feeling that you are getting. So Vaishnava cannot tolerate the distress of others. Vaishnava can tolerate one's own personal distress but not the distresses of others. So that's why Parikshit Maharaj is asking so many questions. How can these people be saved from entering into hellish planets? So yes, it's a bona fide feeling, but how to exactly tackle it? If it is within your capacity, please help them. If it is beyond your capacity, please pray for them. In short, that's what we can do. We can help them to the best of your ability, as far as humanly possible. If it's beyond your ability to help them, at least give them some kind of emotional support, some reassurance, not false promises, but reassurance by speaking them harikatha, speaking to them the pastimes of Krishna, giving them solace and diverting their minds from the problem to ultimate solution of absorption harikatha. So that's what we can do. Pray for them, that's all.
Thank you.
Any other question or comment? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you for the class. My question was regarding relationships with other devotees. how do we make sure that we are not fault finding in other people?
How do you make sure that we are not finding faults? We need to focus on their positive qualities. We need to focus on their good qualities. So I think we have Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. When two people are criticizing each other, he called both of them and said, you glorify this person, you glorify this person. Right? Just enlist all the good qualities that he has. Then he says he gets up early in the morning, he chants his rounds, he does this service, he does that service. So many good qualities, can't you tolerate one bad quality? After all, he's a sadhaka. Right? So faults are there. We may have to deal with them also sometimes. But unless it is a very severe fault that is troubling 10 other people, we should just try to focus on their good qualities and appreciate them for what they are. If it's something very serious, yes, we need to deal with it in an appropriate way. Okay, thank you. Any other question, comment?
Prabhu, thank you for the nice lecture. Not a question, but I love the analogy which you gave about the, driving a car, red lights and green light, and the flying the plane of a spirituality where all these things looks very small. So thank you. I was looking for that.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Any other? This devotee has. Chanting the holy names of Krishna will also effectively make us connected to Krishna so that we will be able to handle the difficulty or at least not be overwhelmed by the difficulty. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So you also mentioned that there are like few things in our control which we should definitely attempt to solve some of the distresses, and if it's out of our control, we surrender. So it's a really big challenge to know what is in our control, and sometimes it feels like, okay, I can solve this, but then we try so many attempts, or we can keep trying, right? So sometimes it doesn't come to our head, or like we try to when to stop, or it could be multiple days or sometimes multiple years on some issues. So how to know when to stop and what is in our control versus not? Because some problems are very easy to find, but there are some things are very subtle, or especially like if you are dealing with people, right? That's something like needs a lot of patience, and it's difficult to do that. So any thoughts or comments on that?
Yes. We need to be little intelligent in identifying the problem and trying to solve the problem. That intelligence is very important. We can't be very naive or deal with the problem in a more crude manner. Sometimes, let me tell you one example from Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is Gundicha margin. So the task at hand for all these devotees is to clean this entire temple. So Mahaprabhu is guiding them. So they clean the floor so nicely. And when they see the ceiling, oh, it's dirty. Let me start cleaning. Throw water. Okay. Then what happens is, all that dirty water will fall on the clean floor. So before even attempting to clean, you should first take 2 minutes and then plan. First, I should start from here. I should clean the ceiling. So when the ceiling is clean, then all that water will fall on the floor. It will automatically be half clean. Okay. Then I will put more water and I can clean it better. So sometimes when we are trying to solve our problems, we may do it in a more crude manner. We may do it in a little haphazard manner. We may not plan properly, right? So if you just take out 2 minutes, especially when you write things, I often give this suggestion, and I also do this also. Just write things. for clarity. It takes 1 minute to write. It takes 2 minutes to write. Take pen and paper and then write. Now so many gadgets are there. You can make notes on this also, on the tablet also, right? So when you write things, okay, these are the tasks that I need to do. This priority, this less priority. You can categorize the tasks also and allocate time also. At the end of the day, you can recheck whether my estimate is proper or should I refine my estimate like that. So then solving certain problems may not take a long time, right? And it also depends on time, place, circumstances, and the particular problem that you are dealing with. Sometimes court case is there. It may take 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, we don't know, right? Some things are there in our hands that we can just quickly remove. Make sense?
Yeah. Basically, also sometimes like we try to solve everything, and it's also need to like prioritize probably, because I cannot do this exercise for every small thing. So sometimes letting go.
Yes.
And I think that's where the transcending comes, like as you said.
Yes. The best way of solving a problem is ignoring the problem sometimes, right? Sometimes, not always. We can't be irresponsible, but we should be detached. What is detachment and what is irresponsibility? We need to have the right understanding, okay? Sometimes you just keep quiet and then things will move. So instead of trying to address everything, instead of overlooking some things, if we overly look into it, that will create a bigger problem, right? Don't overlook, just overlook. Just let it go. Okay.
One more question.
Yeah, please.
So about anarthas, you mentioned that like basically more listening to harikatha and chanting will resolve those, but there are some like conditioning or which is like very much wired, or probably from the birth, or also your conditioning at home, or like, so what are your thoughts on kind of those, like how to resolve those? Is there some way to know those, or better, like is this following kind of bhakti marga can like give the knowledge about those? Because that's like very personal thing, right? I might as you said, like Bhagavad Gita, or like all of the things is applies to everybody, but I might be feeling some things in more to another extent versus somebody with less extent because of the conditioning. So I might need some basically medicine more than other person. So it's just
Yeah, correct. Depending on how deep rooted a conditioning is, how difficult a problem is, how overwhelmed are we with that problem, we need to take guidance from devotees. So guidance is very important. You may read entire Bhagavad Gita, but you may be able to relate with only few of them, and you may be able to apply some formulas only to some degree, not fully, right? It's okay. So medicine also, what is that? 650 mg, 350 mg, 250 mg, 100 mg. So there is some dosage. So you see, according to your individual level, according to time, place, circumstances, and candidates involved, we can attempt to apply these principles under guidance. So guidance will matter. One may begin with 1 round or 2 rounds. Eventually they will come to 16 rounds. Okay. So let's do it gradually. Don't worry.
thank you so much.
Any other question? 9:10. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you very much for these wonderful sessions. You mentioned instead of focusing on the material problems, we should focus on Krishna, have darshan.
We need to do the needful as far as humanly possible, then ultimately take shelter of Krishna. Not that we should not address the problem at all. Okay. We should do whatever is humanly possible, then leave the rest to Krishna.
And you mentioned about the lotus face, the lotus eyes, the lotus feet. I'm not able to see the lotus.
You are able to see the feet,
The
right?
eyes and the face and the feet.
Basically, lotus is considered one of the beautiful objects in this world, So it's a comparison. Moon-like face. You don't see moon, you will see face only. Okay, but moon-like face. Moon is very beautiful. Face is also beautiful. Like it's a comparison given. Okay. Fine. What is that? Nowadays they use this, right? So and so post set fire on the internet, something like that. They use. It's not actually setting fire. It became very popular. That's what it meant. Okay. In modern language. Okay. Any other question? I saw some question, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So when dealing with devotees or interacting with devotees, there are some responses or some behaviors that irritate you more.
Why some? There are many.
But some more than others.
Yeah.
So which means there is something inside you, that is your, your self-reflection or something that's making you react that way. I mean, not just react, like overthink and, spend more time than natural. So how do you deal with that? Like, how do you handle that situation and resolve that kind of anartha or that reaction in you? How do you kind of...
Okay. How do we refine our own response to the stimuli given by different people of different natures, right? Okay. Situations are not in our control, but our response is in our control, at least to some degree. So, if we fail to respond properly in a situation, let's note it down. Let's write it down if possible, right? Let's note it down clearly in the heart or at least in the paper. Revisit it. Next time when a similar situation comes, let's try to respond to that situation in a more refined manner. Okay, like that, slowly, gradually, we improve our responses to certain kinds of situations. So, somebody came with some request. That particular request irritates you, for example. If you like, hey, I will not do this. Don't ask me. Never come to me with this request. No. Next time, another person comes with the same request. You may say, Prabhu, it's a little difficult for me to do this. Please excuse me. Next time, another person comes with the same request. I told, basically, you, instead of becoming irritated by repeated requests, you become a little detached. Sometimes just one expression will move ahead. You don't have to verbally say anything also, right? They will understand. So these are some things. Just abhyasa, practice. But failure to respond ideally in a particular situation doesn't make us a permanent failure. We can just learn from it. Yeah. Anything else? Yes, Mataji.
Can I ask one more question?
Yeah, please.
So yesterday you mentioned if you're envious of anyone, that means you're envious of Krishna and also yourself. So I understand the first part. Second part, I heard, well, you ruin your peace and you're also like,
Correct.
Distressed.
Distressed. We become disconnected from Krishna.
Okay, but how is that being envious of yourself? That I did not make that connection.
Okay.
So if you can elaborate that.
So we are harming ourselves, isn't it? We are not relishing the path of bhakti to the degree we are supposed to relish, because we are hosting this envy in our heart. Uninvited guest has come into our home and destroying our peace, disturbing our minds, right? That's, we are harming ourselves by keeping such a nasty enemy as a loving guest and treating him with so much respect and disrespecting others. Right? That's harming ourselves, isn't it? We are depriving ourselves of the nourishment that bhakti can provide us because that envy is there. It's blocking our absorption in the process. That's self-envy, naturally. Does it make sense? When a person is envying another person, naturally he wants to harm the other person, right? So when you are hosting envy within ourselves, we are already harming ourselves, right? That's self-envy. Yes, Matas, you have a question.
Hare Krishna, Nancy. Whatever said that if you're traveling via cars, green signals, red signals, but you're flying in a plane, the smooth way. So as a driving in a car as a driver, we have a fear of some things. As in a flight, we have also fear of plane hijack
Yes,
and
yes.
collide, blast, etc.
Car accident you can
So is
survive.
it
Plane crash you cannot survive also.
so is it also compared to the Krishna's means peace? So
Okay.
how is it compared? Whatever
Yes, yes.
understanding in this context, I want to ask that
Yes,
how
yes.
you compare whatever.
Good question. Thoughtful question. However, analogies are given to make one point. We cannot draw all possible parallels between analogies, like means between two things that we are comparing. So plane can crash, definitely. But assume that there is a plane that doesn't crash. Then the lesson is valid. Okay. So there are limitations to analysis.
We assume car didn't need the rules of red and green lights. So we can also assume that car is no rules.
Yeah, we can expand this analogy to different degrees. American car, Indian car, left hand drive, right hand drive, the driver, his expertise, the mileage, the speed, and airplane, the pilot, his experience. So many things can be included in this discussion, but simple. When you're flying there, signal will not affect you. Similarly, when you're flying an airplane of intelligence, spiritual intelligence and spiritual consciousness, material happiness and distress will not affect you. Let's restrict the whole lesson to that point only. Right? So analogies are given just to make one little point. So if we cannot extend it beyond certain limits. Thank you. Yeah, please. Still sunshine is there. It's not night, although it's 9:20.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, about relationship, we talked a little bit about not being exploited. Right. So how do we draw the line of tolerating versus not allowing ourselves to
Depends.
be
When
exploited? What
other
are the unique criteria?
Yeah, criteria means if the malicious intentions of the other person are very obvious, very evident, it's very clear, then you need to save yourself. But first we should give a benefit of doubt. We cannot immediately suspect the intentions or the integrity of the other person. But if things are very evident and very obvious, like Kamsa, naturally he wants to exploit people. Jarasandha, Shishupal, so many people. So Shishupal forcefully wanted to get his sister Rukmini married to Shishupal instead of Gopal. What did Rukmini do? She secretly wrote a love letter, gave it to Brahmana. Brahmana take it to Krishna. Krishna came and kidnapped. She gave the kidnap plan. Right? She did not allow herself to be treated like that by her brother. Sometimes brothers may mistreat, sometimes sisters may mistreat, sometimes even parents may mistreat. We have all kinds of cases. Father may mistreat. Hiranyakashipu mistreated whom? Prahlad. Uttanapad and Suruchi, they mistreated Dhruva. Kamsa mistreated his own sister Devaki. Who is that? Shishupal, he mistreated Rukmi. So, in this world, problem can come from anywhere, from anyone. Distraction can come from anywhere. Bharat Maharaj, he had no lust, envy, pride, greed. He had one quality, compassion. So Maya caught him through compassion by sending a deer. Okay, here is deer, object of your compassion. Bhakti is gone, bhava is gone. Not gone completely, but he came to animal body. So, yeah, when the other person's intentions are evidently malicious, we should protect ourselves. But let's not immediately judge them or label them, but we need to be a little alert, especially when we're dealing with outside circles, material circles. We need to be very alert. Otherwise, your modesty or humility or simplicity, maybe they may take undue advantage of it. That creates problems. Okay, I'll conclude here. Thank you very much. Okay, no more questions. Thank you very much. I'm very grateful to all of you for your patient hearing. Every day you're coming in the evening and spending almost 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours to give me your association, right? I am really nourished by your association. And by discussing about the importance of building relationships and tackling distresses through harikatha with the other devotees, this discussion actually helped me and rejuvenated my own enthusiasm to recommit to the process of harikatha. So thank you very much. And if there are any mistakes in the presentation, please forgive me. If I said anything not very pleasant or inappropriate, please forgive me for that. So my understanding of Bhagavatam is also limited, but I am sharing whatever I know by the grace of Prabhupada. I seek your blessings for my continued services. Hare Krishna.
Let's say Hari Bol 3 times to Prabhu. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Prabhu, extremely grateful for your very, very nourishing sessions last 3 days. I mean, it is very evident how much you have taste for Bhagavatam. And that rubbed on all of us, for sure. I hope all of you agree with that. You say Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol! So we are very, very grateful for you for these 3 sessions. Tomorrow we have another session on power of the holy name. It's at a, both the that's the address. Everyone is welcome. Please join us there. And Saturday we have a morning session at 10:30 for children, but everybody can attend. It's Bhagavatam Tales focused on Dhruva Maharaj, which should inspire all of us also. It's in the temple. 10:30 Saturday morning. And then Saturday evening we have 7:30, similar same time. We have pastimes of Prahlad Maharaj, lessons from the life of Prahlad Maharaj. We'll plan.
Those who have come for the first time, Prabhu actually written 30